How are you doing today? I'm Larry Zim, and I want to talk about something that hits close to home for way too many people. We're going to get real about relationships. Now, we all want love, we all want connection, but sometimes, the very thing that's supposed to lift us up starts to drag us down into a place that's dark and confusing. I'm talking about toxic relationships. What does that even mean? It's a term that gets thrown around a lot. But what are the real, tangible signs that the partnership you're in isn't just going through a rough patch, but is actually damaging your spirit, your mind, and your well-being? These toxic dynamics aren't always loud, screaming matches. Sometimes the poison is quiet. It can seep into your life through subtle comments, controlling behaviors, or a constant feeling of walking on eggshells. It can manifest as emotional manipulation, a slow erosion of your confidence, or a creeping isolation from the people who love you. The problem is, when you're in the middle of it, it's often hard to see the forest for the trees. You start making excuses, you start blaming yourself, and you forget what a healthy, supportive partnership is even supposed to feel like. So today, we're going to turn the lights on. We're going to pull back the curtain and look at 10 specific, undeniable signs that your relationship might be toxic. This isn't about pointing fingers or placing blame. This is about equipping you with the clarity you need to assess your own situation. Because you deserve a relationship that adds to your life, not one that subtracts from it. It's time to get brutally honest with yourself, for yourself. Let's get started. The first sign we need to talk about is constant criticism or belittling. Now, I'm not talking about constructive feedback or a partner pointing out something you did that was genuinely hurtful. I'm talking about a relentless, dripping faucet of negativity. It's the constant put-downs about your appearance, your intelligence, your job, your friends, even the way you laugh. They might try to disguise it as a joke, saying things like, "Oh, I'm just kidding, you're so sensitive." But let me be clear, it's not a joke if you're the only one who ends up getting hurt. It's a passive-aggressive way to make you feel small. This kind of behavior is a strategy, whether it's conscious or not, to gain power and control in the relationship. Think about it. If they can convince you that you're not smart enough, not attractive enough, or not good enough, you become easier to manage. Your self-esteem starts to crack, then it shatters. You begin to believe their narrative about you. This isn't love, it's a slow, methodical erosion of your very essence. A healthy partner is your biggest cheerleader, not your harshest critic. They are supposed to build you up, not tear you down piece by piece until there's nothing left. Let's move on to the second sign, a complete lack of respect for your boundaries. We all have boundaries, physical, emotional, financial, and digital. These are the invisible lines we draw that define who we are and what we're comfortable with. In a healthy relationship, these lines are respected. Your no is heard and honored, no questions asked. It's a fundamental sign of respect for you as an individual who is separate from them. They understand that your personal space, your private thoughts, and your individual needs are valid and important. But in a toxic dynamic, those boundaries are treated like suggestions, or worse, like a direct challenge. They might go through your phone without your permission, show up unannounced at your work, pressure you into physical intimacy when you're not in the mood, or share your private secrets with others. They will push and push until your no becomes a maybe, and your maybe becomes a reluctant yes. This isn't just disrespect, it's a violation. It sends a clear message. Your feelings don't matter. My wants are more important than your comfort and safety. The third sign is a big one, and it's incredibly insidious. Emotional manipulation and guilt tripping. This is when your partner uses your emotions as a tool to control your behavior. They become masters at making you feel guilty for things that you have every right to do. Want to have a night out with your friends? They'll sigh and say, "Fine, go have fun. I'll just be here all alone, I guess." They make you feel responsible for their happiness, which is a burden that no one should ever have to carry. It's an emotional trap designed to keep you tethered to them. This isn't just about making you feel bad. It's a calculated move to get what they want. They learn which buttons to push to trigger your guilt, your sympathy, or your fear. They might use crocodile tears to get out of taking responsibility for their own mistakes, or use your love for them as leverage. "If you really loved me, you would," is a classic line in the manipulator's playbook. This isn't a partnership of equals. It's a puppet show, and they are pulling all the strings. You end up constantly second-guessing your own decisions, always trying to appease them just to keep the peace. All right, let's talk about a term you've probably heard before, gaslighting. This is sign number 4, and honestly, it's one of the most psychologically damaging forms of emotional abuse out there. Gaslighting is when your partner deliberately and systematically makes you doubt your own perceptions, your memory, and even your sanity. They will deny things they said or did even when you have clear proof. They'll tell you, "That never happened," or "You're imagining things," or the ultimate classic, "You're being crazy." It's a tactic designed to destabilize you and make you question your own reality. The goal of a gaslighter is to rewrite history and make their version the only acceptable one. Over time, this is incredibly disorienting. You start to think, maybe I am overreacting, maybe I am too sensitive, maybe I did remember it wrong. You lose trust in your own mind and your own judgment. And you know what? This makes you more dependent on them, because if you can't trust yourself, who are you going to trust? You're going to trust the very person who is manipulating you. It's a vicious cycle that can leave you feeling powerless, confused, and completely isolated within your own head. Number 5 is a sign that often gets romanticized in movies, but is honestly toxic in real life. Extreme possessiveness and jealousy. A little bit of jealousy can be normal now and then. It's a human emotion. But I'm talking about something that goes far beyond that. I'm talking about a partner who wants to know where you are and who you're with every second of the day. They check your phone, they question your friendships, and they get angry if you even speak to someone of the opposite sex. Their jealousy isn't a sign of how much they love you. It's actually a glaring sign of their own deep-seated insecurity and lack of trust. This possessiveness is really about control. They see you not as a partner, but as a possession, something they own and need to guard. They'll try to dictate what you wear, who you talk to, and where you go. Their constant accusations and interrogations are designed to wear you down and limit your world until they are the center of it. This isn't protection, it's a prison. A healthy partner trusts you and wants you to have a full life with friends and interests outside of the relationship. They feel secure in your connection, not threatened by your independence. This brings us directly to sign number 6, and it's a major red flag: isolation from your friends and family. A toxic partner recognizes that your support system, your friends, your family, your coworkers, is a threat to their control. These are the people who know you, who love you, and who are most likely to say, "Hey, the way your partner is treating you isn't right." So, the toxic partner will set out, often very subtly at first, to cut you off from that support system. They'll find reasons to dislike your best friend or complain every time you want to visit your parents. They might say things like, "Your family doesn't like me," or "Your friends are a bad influence on you." They create drama and tension around your social interactions until it becomes easier for you to just stay home with them than to deal with the fallout. And before you know it, you're disconnected from the very people who could give you perspective and help you leave. Isolation is a classic tactic of abusers because a person who is alone is easier to control, easier to manipulate, and easier to break. They want to be your entire world, not because they love you so much, but because it gives them absolute power over you. Now we need to address sign number 7, and there is absolutely no gray area here: physical or verbal abuse. Let me be unequivocally clear. Any form of abuse is a blaring 5-alarm fire indicator of a toxic, dangerous relationship. Verbal abuse includes screaming, name-calling, threats, and relentless insults designed to intimidate and humiliate you. It's using words as weapons to inflict emotional pain and create a climate of fear. It is never, ever acceptable. There is no excuse for it. And physical abuse, any hitting, slapping, pushing, grabbing, or any other form of unwanted physical contact, is a line that, once crossed, signals that you are in immediate danger. It doesn't matter if they apologize profusely afterward. It doesn't matter if they promise it will never happen again. The act itself shatters the foundation of safety and trust that a relationship must be built on. If you are experiencing any form of physical or verbal abuse, your priority is not to fix the relationship. Your priority must be your own safety. This isn't a toxic relationship, it's a dangerous one. Let's discuss sign number 8, dishonesty and a lack of transparency. Trust is the absolute bedrock of any healthy relationship. It's the implicit understanding that you can count on your partner, that they are who they say they are, and that you can be vulnerable with them without fear. But when that bedrock is replaced with a foundation of lies, the entire structure of the relationship becomes unstable. I'm talking about consistent lying, whether it's about big things like infidelity or finances, or a pattern of small, seemingly insignificant white lies. The problem with dishonesty is that it creates a secret world that you are not a part of. It breaks the bond of intimacy and partnership. When there is a lack of transparency, you're always left guessing, always feeling like you don't have the full story. You can't build a future with someone you can't trust. The constant need to verify what they're saying, the feeling of suspicion, and the anxiety of not knowing the truth is emotionally exhausting. A relationship without trust is just two people sharing a space, not two people sharing a life. We're at sign number 9, and it's a frustrating one. Blame shifting and a complete denial of responsibility. In a toxic relationship, nothing is ever their fault, ever. If they get angry and yell, it's because you provoked them. If they forget something important, it's because you didn't remind them properly. If they make a mistake at work, it's somehow because of the stress you're causing them at home. They are masters of deflection, constantly pointing the finger at you or at anyone else to avoid looking at their own behavior and their own flaws. This isn't just about avoiding an apology. It's about maintaining a false sense of perfection and control. By refusing to take responsibility, they force you into one of two roles. Either you are the perpetual screw-up, or you are the perpetual caretaker who has to fix their messes. A healthy relationship involves two people who can both say, "I messed up, I'm sorry." It requires maturity, humility, and the ability to self-reflect. When one person is incapable of doing this, there is no room for growth, no possibility of resolving conflict, and no true partnership. Finally, we come to sign number 10. This one isn't about their behavior, it's about you. It's the simple, undeniable fact that you constantly feel drained, anxious, or unhappy in the relationship. You have to pay attention to your own internal compass. Your body and your emotions are keeping score, even when your mind is trying to make excuses. Do you feel a sense of dread when you hear their car pull into the driveway? Do you feel more like yourself when you're away from them? Are you constantly anxious, walking on eggshells, waiting for the next conflict? These feelings are not normal in a healthy partnership. Of course, all relationships have ups and downs, but the baseline emotion should be one of peace, support, and happiness. If your baseline has shifted to anxiety, sadness, and exhaustion, that is your spirit sounding the alarm. It's telling you that this relationship is costing you more than it's giving you. It is draining your energy, your joy, and your life force. You need to stop ignoring that feeling. It's perhaps the most honest and reliable indicator you have that something is fundamentally wrong. We've just gone through 10 very real, very painful signs of a toxic relationship. If you were nodding along, if your heart was sinking because so much of this sounded familiar, I want you to hear me loud and clear. You are not alone, and what you are feeling is valid. Recognizing these signs is the first, brave, and incredibly difficult step toward reclaiming your life and your happiness. It takes immense courage to look at the reality of your situation without flinching, and I commend you for doing that today just by watching this. The next step is to understand that you cannot fix a toxic person. Your kindness, your love, and your patience will not magically heal their deep-seated issues. The only person's behavior you can control is your own. This means seeking help. Talk to a trusted friend or family member, someone who is outside the situation and can offer you perspective. Look for a qualified therapist or counselor who specializes in relationship dynamics. There are hotlines and support groups, both online and in person, full of people who understand exactly what you're going through and can offer resources and a safe space. Please, do not suffer in silence. Your well-being, your mental, emotional, and physical health is the most valuable thing you have. You deserve to be in a relationship where you are respected, cherished, and built up, not torn down. Taking action is scary, but I promise you, the freedom and peace that exist on the other side are worth it. You deserve a life filled with joy, not fear. Thank you for taking this time for yourself today. Be safe and be good to yourself.
Like and subscribe for more jokes and tips like this. Come on, show some love. Subscribe to this channel now.